Yorgos Film, director of Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and The Favorite, has a new film out in theaters called Bugonia. It's about two conspiracy theorists who kidnap a high-profile CEO because they believe she is an alien, played by Emma Stone. There's Jesse Plemons in here. This was a movie when the first trailer released. I flat out said, nope, not for me. And then the second trailer came out, and I'm starting to think, you know what? That actually looks really good. That actually looks like it'll be right down my alley. So I went to theaters to see it last night. What did I think of it? I will tell you here in this review. But before I do, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what are your opinions on Bugonia if you have seen it. And if not, are you excited to check out the movie? And with that said, Bugonia is a movie that should be much better than it actually is. All of my mutuals on Twitter, Letterboxd, are adoring this movie. Most of my friends on Letterboxd have it 4.5 stars. On Twitter, I've been hearing it's one of the best movies of the year. And I watched the movie, and I just felt disappointment. I was completely disappointed by Bugonia. Now, that's not saying that there's not moments in the movie, because there are a lot of moments in this movie. The cast, really good. Specifically, Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone, fantastic relationship on screen. Throughout the entire movie, they just have this nice banter, back and forth chemistry with each other, and it is great. And just individual sequences by themselves, too, are really impressive. Two great actors and actress working today. Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, great in the movie. Aidan Delbus is the other conspiracy theorist, is someone that I thought was interesting enough in the movie. I didn't think he was necessarily great, but for his character, he was pretty good. I do think the character could have been written out of the movie as a whole, at least until we got to the third act where he did start to come into play. And speaking of the third act, there are sequences in this movie that are just fantastic. There's a sequence involving torture that is just an incredible sequence. There is a sequence that, near the end of the film, that just about a 20-minute sequence is so intense from start of that sequence to finish. Edge of your seat stuff. Really great stuff. Really great thriller stuff. Also love the direction by Yorgos Film. As much as I don't think I'm really excited to check out any of his other films after seeing this one, the overall style of this film is really good. It's kind of feels like it's an old retro style movie with some really cool camera angles, kind of this gritty vibe to it that I did kind of vibe with, and it did work for this movie. With that said, there are a lot of moments I enjoyed. I love the cast here. But by the time we got to the end of the movie, I was completely out of it. It did not work for me. I'm going to have to go negative with this movie. And I'm going to have to go negative in a pretty big way. Specifically now, after thinking about it, I don't think I like this movie really at all. How do I start? It's hard to say without spoiling the movie, but I'm not going to spoil the movie. I'm just going to come out and say it. The ending and setup to the ending is goofy, cartoonish, and weird. And it does not work. It's one thing if you make it all those things and you kind of just leave room for interpretation. Now, I don't really love movies that just flat out leave so much room for interpretation, but if you have a movie that kind of, you think, okay, how do I view this? Instead of just overtly being like, yeah, this movie makes no sense because you have to think about it the whole time. If you have a nice blend of using your own mind to think about the movie, but also like giving enough answers, then that could be what really works. And the person I went with, my cousin, flat out gave me a reason how that could have worked, and I'm thinking, that's exactly what they should have done. Instead, there's a sequence where the movie just should have cut off at, and it just kept going for about another 10, 15 minutes, and it's so bizarre, it's so weird, it's unsatisfying, because it's just turns into a Looney Tunes cartoon. I'm thinking, what's going on here? What the hell is happening? I didn't like it whatsoever. And the way the film completely ends, like the final scene of the movie, I'm thinking, that's okay, but if the journey and the resolution was paid off better, I would have enjoyed this more. Specifically because the setup to where we get to the grand finale, the big shebang finale, is just so weird, where, not to spoil the movie, but you have a guy shove a gun in his pants, a big long rifle in his pants, with a person watching them feet away, and doesn't even realize. Like, there's so many things could go wrong here, and it's just like, something just happens, and you're thinking, well, this movie is kind of grounded in reality, but all of a sudden, like, there's no way that this would have flowed in real life. There's no way that this would have happened to get to this result. And it's just like, what? It's so cartoonish, goofy, and then specifically the way the movie ends just left me like, what the hell did I just watch? And I'm seeing all these positive reviews. I'm seeing everybody love the movie, and the way I saw the movie, I'm thinking, that was weird and not satisfying, because the whole thing just felt like a cartoon. Like, oh, hey, I can do this, so I'm going to make the movie this way. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it just kind of flips everything upside down on its head, where you were really enjoying the movie, all of a sudden, you're not. But it's really weird, really trippy, and I'm seeing there's so many mixed reactions. A lot of people love that. A lot of people hate it. Unfortunately, I'm on the side where I hated the ending. Now, I hope everything I said made sense. I tried not to spoil the ending of the movie, but it was kind of hard to say, because so much of it I loved. But then again, it's like Yorgos Lanthimos was thinking, hey, what if we do this and this and this, but I'm not going to think out how we get there that makes a logical reason to get to our end result. And then how I'm going to fully resolve the movie is just ridiculous and does not work at all. And unfortunately, kind of left me unsatisfied with the movie, and I left the theater thinking, nah, that's not really for me, and I don't really think I want to check out any other Yorgos films. Alright, so before I give you my final score of Bugonia, please make sure to go down below in the comment section, tell me what are your opinions on Bugonia. And while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year, and your subscription now could really help me out with it. It's free, doesn't take nothing. Would really appreciate that. And with that said, Bugonia has a ton of great moments, fantastic cast, but overall, the third act is just so goofy, so awkward, so weird, and it just didn't work for me at all. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, no, I didn't like that pretty much whatsoever. So Bugonia, for me, is going to get a C. C because there was a lot of moments I liked, but overall the movie fell flat for me. And I do think if you're a Yorgos fan, if you like his movies and you are interested in this one, why not? Go ahead and check it out when it comes to streaming, but it's not really one I think you should spend your money on and go see in the theater. Alright, thank you guys for clicking on this video, and with that said, subscribe.